Well, it was my first trip to this particular newer headquarters. I was in the old building a long, long time ago, but very nice facility. Obviously, AEA is prepared to go out and do battle from headquarters. But it would seem that 2015 carries a unique series of challenges, especially in regards to how the industry is confronting or evading the 2020 mandate.
You're absolutely right. And it seems like we turned the calendar to January 1, 2015, and all of a sudden the hot topic is meeting the mandate of ADS-B out. I think it's probably because we all realize it is 5 short years away. The companies that I represent, the Aircraft Electronics Association represents the manufacturers of all these avionics products that will meet the ADS-B out mandate, as well as the repair stations who are going to be tasked with installing all of this equipment and getting it approved. They are ready. The equipment is there. The repair stations have the capacity right now to start scheduling these installs. It's not only going to be a challenging year, and perhaps I should say a challenging next 5 years, but it's also going to be a busy year, including the next 4 years following, as aircraft owners start to get serious about equipping.
Some of the associations seem to be shying away from the fact that the 2020 mandate is coming, that the FAA seems to be particularly adamant that there will be no changes. And it's pretty obvious to those of us who've been watching the Hill for a while that this one's pretty much cast in stone. But at the same time, there's this attitude of, well, it's too expensive and we don't need to be doing that and this and that. But at the same time, the costs keep coming down. The abilities of the equipment seem to be getting just more and more capable by the day. And rather than ignoring what is coming down, there just seem to be this almost abhorrence of the opportunities that are provided here if we're ready to prepare and get in gear.
Right. You know, first and foremost, we are extremely sensitive about the cost of equipage. We all, I think, are in agreement, everyone in industry, whether you're manufacturing the product or whether you're the aircraft owner that has to pay to equip your aircraft, we all agree that at the end of the day, safety is number one. I think we also agree we need to modernize our national airspace system. As it stands today, the FAA is saying absolutely the mandate will stick. There will be no extensions. We are doing business under that assumption that it will not be extended. And I think where AEA is really trying to work is working with the FAA on streamlining certification of these new products to help reduce the cost of that. If certification of products can be streamlined and our manufacturers are spending thousands and thousands of dollars less because of a better method of approving these products, that will in turn help the prices decrease. The repair stations, we're working with the FAA on actual streamlining of the field approvals and the STC process and what's going to require a field approval, what's going to require an STC to get these ADS-B out products approved and out flying and in the field. So there are ways without asking the manufacturers to cut their cost even further on the product itself to help reduce the cost through certification installation.
Since the early days of powered flight, pilots have struggled with landing in crosswinds. In fact, crosswinds and wind gusts cause more landing accidents than fog, thunderstorms, and icing combined. That's where the Redbird X-Wind SE comes in. By placing pilots in gusty crosswind conditions for extended periods of time, the X-Wind SE gives instructors all the time they need to teach the pilot the proper techniques for landing in crosswind conditions. For more information on Redbird X-Wind SE and Redbird's entire line of flight training devices, visit www.redbirdflightsimulation.com.
Finally, the extraordinary story of the world-changing X-Prize space competition is being told and illustrated with hundreds of insider photos in Jim Campbell's colorful new book, Beyond the Blue. Journey with Jim as he flies formation with spaceships, plays in zero gravity, prepares rocket racers, and documents the amazing first decade of the personal space race. Available this summer. Get your advance order in now by checking out www.kindredspirit.com.
There are a number of tools that can really aid the GA flyer, the next-gen GA fund that was discussed last year, which unfortunately is still getting held up by politics. That has the ability to make this process far more affordable, far easier, and frankly, allow a lot more beyond that because of the nature of how that funding and the loan proposals are set up.
Absolutely. The Next Gen GA Fund is all privately funded. It is, as you said, still held up between the FAA signing the loan guarantee to get the program moving. The FAA feels there needs to be appropriation language in this Next Gen GA Fund concept. So where the fund stands right now is waiting for the proper appropriations language to be added to an upcoming bill. Who knows when that will happen, but you're absolutely right. It would incentivize some of those aircraft operators who are looking for a low-cost interest rate with no collateral to be able to borrow money to buy the equipment and meet the equipage mandate.
2015 is going to provide a number of other challenges, but I don't see a dartboard anywhere with the challenges on it. But what are you sharpening your darts for 2015 outside of the issues surrounding the ADS-B out issues?
Wow, I think we're so caught up in ADS-B out and that the equipment that's needed to meet that mandate that sometimes we forget about all the other exciting avionics technologies that are out there. You're talking cabin connectivity, in-flight entertainment systems, flight management systems, enhanced autopilots. A lot of AEA's efforts now are focused on the rotorcraft industry as well and helping ease the certification of new avionics designed exclusively for the rotorcraft industry, as well as the install challenges some of our repair stations are facing when getting these new rotorcraft avionics installed. Our focus will not diminish on the rotorcraft industry and a lot of these other avionics technologies that are being introduced in the market.
Do you see at this point that the avionics community will be continuing to drive progress in GA for the years to come, or is there any area where we're finally going to get a little bit of equal time for the power plant or airframe people?
While I hope the power plant and airframe people continue to succeed and introduce new technologies, there's no doubt that the avionics manufacturers will continue to invest in R&D dollars to continue to bring these new innovative products to market. I don't know where it'll stop. I think it will just continue to be enhanced for the years to come. It's no secret that the aviation industry has had some economic struggles along with the rest of our economy over the last 7 to 8 years. And the only thing that didn't really halt was the introduction of new avionics technologies. Those manufacturers continued to introduce exciting technologies to not just our general aviation industry, but to the commercial industry as well. So I have no doubt that if they can make it through the last 7 or 8 years and the challenges we faced economically, the next 10 years is going to be equally as exciting.
Well, Paula, we appreciate having the opportunity to not only visit the facility and disrupt your day, but get a chance to find out what's the latest and greatest in the aviation universe from the AEA side of things. And we certainly look forward to seeing you this April at the convention.
Yes, I know you will be there. And I want to say thanks, Jim, and thanks, Aero-News, for covering AEA's mission and the things that we're doing out in the industry.